Alright everyone, so I just wanted to make this quick video. I don't even know if I'll just include this in the full review or release it as its own separate dedicated video, but I figured this might help somebody out if they run into this issue, so I might as well make it. So, if you checked out my first impressions of Fedora Cinnamon, I did get it up and running, but a common thing that I ran into was that my system kept black screening, right? And I figured out what the issue was, and it did take me a few days to figure it out. Now, I did figure out a quick workaround for it, but after installing certain security patches and system updates, I noticed that it pretty much happened anytime I rebooted the system. So today I got up and I figured out, okay, there's got to be a way to fix it. Not just a quick fix so I can keep using the system, but an overall fix so it doesn't happen every time I reboot the system, and that is what I found. So real quickly here, I just want to run everyone through what I did. Now, all of this was done in the terminal, right? And there were two things that I was trying to accomplish here. Number one, to permanently fix the black screen issue that I was having, and number two, to automate the security patches and core system updates for my Fedora Cinnamon. And that's what I'm about to walk everyone through how to do. So let's start off with the black screen that might come up every time you go to log in. Now, I figured out that this was a miscommunication with the display manager. Now, by default, when I installed Fedora Cinnamon, it wanted to use the light display manager, and what I should have been using was the GNOME display manager. So it kept creating a display sync out or unsync, and that's why my screen kept going black. And basically this is what I had to do. So I would log in like normal, the screen would go black, and then I'd have to pull up the emergency terminal, and you do that by running this command right here. Okay? Then that's going to prompt you to put in your username and password for the system. And then the temporary fix was running this command right here. And that will temporarily clear out the unsynced or mismatched graphic drivers. Okay? And then, after I realized what the issue was, here's how I fixed it. So first, I just made sure that I disabled the light display manager. And then I made sure I enabled the GNOME display manager. Alright? And then once I enabled it, I made sure it was up to date. Okay? And then I rebooted the system. Once I got it working, I made sure that I set the GNOME display manager as the default. Okay? And that's basically what that does. Alright? So basically, you disable the light display manager, and then you enable the GNOME display manager, and that fixed my black screen issue. And then I just made sure that I updated it and set it as a default. And then I had to run one last system reboot, and then everything works. No more black screen. Okay? Then the next thing I wanted to do was automate the security patches and core system updates, right? And to do this, I just installed this, the automatic DNF system manager, okay? And then I had to put this in a file and write it in as a command path. So that's what I did there. So this basically sets up so it's only the security patches and core system updates that get done. Then after that, I have to enable when this gets done. That's what this is right here. And I set it I set it up to be run on a weekly basis. That's what this command is right here. Okay. Then I just reloaded the update scheduler. That's what this is right here. And then I verified that the changes took effect. That's what this command is right here. And basically, once that's done, now the only thing that gets updated, aside from me updating the applications manually by opening the App Store, is the core system security patches and the core system updates. And when that happens, okay, all I have to do, and I won't even get notified of it. Let me show y'all what I have to do here. And then here's a list of everything that I did since I installed the Fedora Cinnamon on my mini PC. So this is everything that I had to do with the terminal, which some of this I really didn't want to do, but I basically had no choice. So you can see enabling the flat packs, enabling certain things for the software store, installing certain things because I couldn't find them in the software store, and then configuring certain things so they work properly. And then this down here is what I did fixing the black screen and setting the automated security patches and core system updates. Fedora team, if you guys could just integrate this as an option that your users can turn off and on in the subsettings by default, that would be a lot cooler than having to run these terminal commands, right? But that was that. And then basically, guys and gals, what happens now is anytime I open the software store, okay, and I go to updates, and I run the updates, now it will let me know if there's applications that need to be updated and if there's system updates or core system files that need to be updated. And if the core system files or security patches need to be updated, it will download them automatically and then prompt me to reboot the system. Now, that's one thing that I absolutely love. It prompts me. It does not force me. All right? So if I don't click it, it won't install the security patches. It won't install the updates. So even if I reboot the system, no, it's still not going to do it. The only way it's going to do it is if I come in here to the software store, it's available, and I click download and install, then it's going to download it, and then it's going to prompt me to reboot the system. If I don't click reboot, it will not install. This is basically one of the best ways to install security patches and system updates because number one, it does not force your user to restart the system, and number two, it tells your user exactly what's happening before they choose to restart the system. And if they don't want to restart the system, they don't have to. That's what I love about this. Okay? And one thing that Ubuntu does slightly better than this is you can configure what I did out of the box on Ubuntu with a graphical user interface. Whereas for other distros, you have to go in and run those terminal commands that I showed you guys to configure it to be done automatically. And that's the one advantage that I would say Ubuntu has over all the other distros. Okay? Now, one thing that I would say this distro has over all the other distros is that it runs the BTFS file system by default. And basically what that is that's a copy in place file system. So basically the only thing that gets stored to the system is actually what you use, right? So y'all can see if you check out the first impressions, you saw what the files were at on my system after I did that initial installation. And here you can see after everything is set up, we're still roughly in the same place. And I've been using this for almost a week, right? And I absolutely love this because this performs very, very similarly to how macOS performs. And that's ultimately what I was looking for. So anyways, I just wanted to give y'all this real quick video. Okay? I hope you guys and gals found it helpful. And I will see you guys and gals in the next one. Have a good one, everybody. We're out of here.